Black Politics, Chapter 26, read by Arthur Rashida Brown. As usual, excuse me if I make any mistakes, so let's jump right on into it. People lined up along the side of the streets as the band marched down the road. Adara chose Amina, Rosa, Akita, and Ahmad's sister as her bridesmaids. Abaddon selected Ahmad, Mike, and his two brothers to be his groomsmen. They all lined up in front of the carriage with the men on one side and the women on the other side. The women were dressed in royal blue and the men in gold. Adara's and Abaddon garments have gold, royal blue, and white in them. Adara and Abaddon waved at everyone as they passed through the crowd. As they got closer to the location where the ceremony was held, Adara grabbed Abaddon's hand. You ready? Abaddon asked her. You know I am, Adara replied. Abaddon got out of the carriage and walked around to Adara's side, taking her hand. All the guests gathered in their seats, surrounding Abaddon and Adara. Standing in the middle of the field after everyone was seated, the priest stepped forward. We are gathered here to join these two together under a covenant between them and God. They are here to make vows unto God, and by obeying God, they will honor these vows by carrying them out to each other. A man is supposed to cover his wife and lead her. The wife is supposed to support her husband and follow him. What God puts together today, let no man put asunder, the priest said. Looking around, Abaddon, since you are the head and leader, you will stand before all these witnesses and speak your vows to God first, the priest said. Abaddon stepped forward. Today I stand before you, Abba, the priest, my wife, and all of these witnesses. On this day I vow to keep you first, to honor, love, protect, cherish, and provide for the wife you bless me with. I vow to never abandon my duties as a man as a man and as a humble servant to you. I vow to follow you, and as I follow you, I vow to lead my wife and future children to you. I vow to keep you first and be the man you call me to be, Abaddon said. Abaddon continued to express his vows to God while Adora stood behind him, wiping her tears. After Abaddon was done saying his vows, the priest called Adara forward to tell hers. Abba, I thank you for bringing a man like Abaddon into my life. Thank you for trusting me to be his helpmeet. I vow to be a virtuous daughter of Zion, to respect, assist, encourage, follow him, and submit to him. I vow to do him good and not evil all the days of his life. I vow not to put anything or anybody before him. I vow to follow you as I follow. I vow to follow him as I follow you. No, I'm sorry. I vow to follow you, and as I follow you, I will follow him. I vow not to bring shame to his name or yours. I vow to trust him to lead our children and me, Adara said. After she said her vows, the priest brought out the bread and wine for the sacrifice. After they offered sacrifice to God, Adara and Abaddon got back in the carriage. Then they all headed down the street behind the marching band to the reception location. Once they get there, everyone was settled. Adar and Abaddon had their first dance. Everyone gathered and watched them as India Ari's song Purify Me played. After Adara's dance with Abaddon, they both danced with their mothers. Once the solo dances are done, the DJ played the music and people gathered around the dance floor. Hey ladies, are you enjoying yourself? Adara asked, sitting by her sisters. Yes, I'm having lots of fun, Shelby said. What about you? Adara said, asked Trinity, squeezing her cheeks. I'm having fun too, Trinity said. Don't seem like it. What is wrong? Adara asked, scooting next to Trinity. Nothing. It's nothing, Trinity said, looking away. Please tell me. I want to know, Adara insisted, grabbing her hand. I'm just going to miss you, that's all, Trinity said. Oh, baby, I will only be gone for a week for my honeymoon. After that, I will be back, and we can spend as much time together, Adara said. I know that I'm talking about when you move out or we have to move, Trinity said, dropping her head. What do you mean? Adara asked. Since you're married now, Mom said you probably want your own space, so she told us to be prepared for you to leave or us, Trinity said. I see. Well, guess what? I'm not going anywhere, and neither are y'all. Abaddon will be moving in with us. We won't be moving out anytime soon, Adara said. You promise? Trinity asked. I promise, Adara said. Trinity got up to hug Adara. What's going on over here? Mary asked, taking a sip of her wine. Nothing. Can I talk to you right quick? Adara said. Everything okay? Mary asked. Yes, everything is fine. Mary asked. Yes, everything is fine, Adara said. Okay, what's up, Mary asked. Let's go somewhere private, Adara said. Mary followed Adara to her dressing room. They both sat down. So what is it, Mary asked. Trinity told me you told them that they have to be prepared for me to leave. Or them, Adara said. Mary put her hands over her face. That girl there, I was just trying to prepare them for what is to come. That is all. I know since you're married now and starting your own family, you will need your space. I don't want to be in the way of that, Mary said. Mom, you're not in the way. I told you I wanted y'all to stay. We are not moving out, and neither are y'all. Abaddon is going to be moving in with us. We got plenty of space. Nothing changes, Adara assured, grabbing Mary's hand. Okay, but if you change your mind, I'm not. Now hug me and let us go enjoy ourselves, Adara said. Mary hugged Adara and they headed back to the main area. Hey girl, come with us. We got a surprise for you, Amina said, dragging Adara outside. What are we going where are we going? Adara asked. You would see, Amina said. Once they got outside, everyone was standing out back, waiting for Adara. Adara looked at everyone's smiling faces as Amina dragged her through the crowd. Oh my gosh, is this for real? Adara screamed, jumping up and down. It is. Come here, Abaddon said on the mic. Adara walked over to Abaddon and took his hand. You know, this is an amazing woman right here. I'm so honored to call you my wife, soulmate, and friend. You do so much for everyone else, and I wanted to do something special for you. So I know you always talking about getting one of these after you do this or that, but the truth is you're so selfless that you will keep putting it off to help others. So here you go, babe. Here are the keys to your 21 Dodge Charger, Abaddon said, heading the keys to Adara. Adara leaped on Abaddon, wrapping her arms around his neck. Thank you, babe, Adara cried. We're married now, Abaddon said, spinning Adara around. Congratulations, people in the crowd shouted. DJ, cut the music up, Abaddon shouted. Everybody started back dancing and kicking it out back. The night was ending. Everyone came outside and stood in front of the building getting ready to see Adara and Abaddon off. Y'all don't do anything I wouldn't do, Abaddon's mother said jokingly. Of course, Mom, Abaddon said. Yeah, right, boy. Y'all have fun, Abaddon's mother called. I'll be right back, babe. I forgot my bag, Adara said, getting out of the car. My boy finally married, Mike said, shaking Abaddon's hand. Man, I'm blessed and grateful, Abaddon said. I hear you, man, Mike said. When are you finally going to get the guts to tell Amina how you feel about her? You know she is single, right? Abaddon said. I don't know what you're talking about, man, Mike said, chuckling. Yeah, all right, Abaddon said, smirking. A black SUV pulled up, speeding through the driveway. Adara came running out of the building. I got my bag, she said, running to the car. Bang, bang, bang. 3 shots were fired out of the SUV before it sped off. Adara stopped mid in her run, and her body slowly fell to the ground. No! Abaddon yelled, jumping out of the car. Adara! Amina yelled, running towards Adara. My baby! Mary yelled, dropping everything, rushing to Adara. Marcus took Trinity and Shelby back into the building. Someone call 911, Amina yelled. I'm right here, babe. Abaddon wept, holding Adara in his arms. She was lying there, gasping for air as blood flowed from her mouth. Her garment was soaked in blood. I'm sorry. I should have listened, Adara mumbled out. No, baby, stay with me. This is not your fault. I need you. Please, we need you, Abaddon cried out. Adara struggled to keep her eyes open while waiting on the ambulance. The ambulance finally arrived. Everyone backed up to let the EMT do their work. They loaded Adara in the ambulance and Abaddon rode with them. Everyone got in their vehicles and rushed over to the hospital. When they got there, Abaddon was sitting in the waiting room, covered in blood. Amina rushed over to him. What are they saying? Is she okay? Is she going to be all right? Amina asked frantically. I don't know. It's not looking good, but I can't lose her. Abaddon wept out, banging on the wall. I know. I cannot either, Amina said, hugging Abaddon. Hours have gone by and everyone was sitting around waiting to hear how the surgery went. The doctors finally came out back and walked up to Abaddon. She's out of surgery, but she's not out of the woods just yet. She was shot 3 times, and all 3 bullets hit some major organs. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but she is not going to. The doctor's words were fading away. Abaddon could not hear a word he said from that point on. Oh my God! No, not Adara! Amina yelled. Abaddon looked at Amina, and his body slowly collapsed to the ground. His mother rushed over to him. Staff came rushing out of the back to take Abaddon to a room. Meanwhile, Miss Carroll is over at John's house, watching the news. Coming to you live from JBA News. We have reporter Katie on the scene of a shooting that just took place at a wedding. Katie, can you tell us more about it? Tom said. Yes, Tom. As you can see, I'm here at the location where the event was held. Witnesses say everyone was standing outside here saying their goodbyes, and some black SUV came speeding through here, shooting off 3 shots. The victim is Adar, the leader of the black politics group, Katie reported. Katie, do we know who did this? Tom asked. No, now that is unclear. Witnesses, they have no idea who did this, Katie said. Sad news to hear. Do we know the condition of the victim? Tom asked. As of now, she is in critical condition fighting for her life. Unfortunately, the doctors are saying more than likely the victim will not survive, Katie said. Well, we hope she pulls through, Tom said. Miss Carroll grabbed the remote, turning the TV off. Well, that's it. Our minor problem is taken care of, Miss Carroll said, grabbing her stuff. What if she survives? Caleb asked. It doesn't matter. She knows not to mess with me. She and her little crew, Miss Carroll said. Well, I hope so, Caleb said. Now we can get back to work and get your name cleared, Chief John said. Miss Carroll walked out of the door, texting her partner, letting them know it was done. Checkmate, Miss Carroll said, grinning, walking to her car. To be continued. That is the end of this book. And I pray you all enjoyed it. If you would like to support it, you can get it on Kindle. Or you can get the ebook for just 99 cents, or you can buy it on Amazon, the paperback or the hard copy just to be supportive. I would love to connect with y'all and hear y'all thoughts and opinions on the book. So leave it in the comments section. And that is the end of the book, Black Politics. Thank you for listening.